Hey, you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. Sea of Thieves has come a very long way since its initial release back in 2018. From its humble beginnings, we've seen new mission types, new factions, a story mode, and new enemies. But A Pirate's Life is the only time where it took the community by surprise. To this day, I still cannot believe that the developers managed to keep all of this under their belt for so long, especially considering some of the slip-ups they have made in the past.
The biggest thing we've announced that is coming soon as well is fire. So hopefully there'll be something for you, Rackmot.
Is that announced yet?
Are you kidding me?
Joe?
Ooh. Ouch. I guess this explains why they stopped live streaming for such a long time. Although Pirate's Life hasn't been out very long, myself and a lot of other players have seen all that can be seen in this expansion and experienced all that can be experienced. So I thought I'd run off my pros and cons of this game's most recent update. So to start off, let's talk about this expansion's shining merits. The Pirate's Life was a fantastic journey from start to finish. No one can deny that. Sure, it had a somewhat shaky start with a couple of the tales being somewhat broken, but that's always expected in any online environment. But as a whole, I think I can easily say the entire community had a great time. The world that they built to tell these stories was something that we had never seen before in the Sea of Thieves. For the first time, we were able to venture to different worlds using a new portal mechanic, sending us to the much anticipated Sea of the Damned, as well as introducing new areas within the game world itself. It also added the evil merfolk known as the Sirens and their grunts known as the Ocean Crawlers, who, by the way, were the fate of the sunken merchant ships introduced in Season 1, sailors transformed into barnacle monstrosities. The environments produced in all of these tall tales was something refreshing and new, and each and every part of these new areas could be framed as a screenshot. You can tell that the developers took a painstaking amount of time handcrafting every single step of the way to ensure it was a feast for the eyes. The musical score, the ambient sound, the voice acting was on point every step of the way too. All of this was part of the magical soup that drew you in and made you feel like you were going on a real adventure. Couple that with the fact that you are meeting familiar faces along the way that almost every sailor could relate to made the entire experience magical in so many ways. But then, like all good things, it ended. Although this new set of tall tales was amazing, and I've played through them more than a few times just to basically experience them again, and as amazing as it was to see Captain Jack Sparrow and his crew and Davy Jones take part, I must admit there was too much emphasis on their storyline, and hardly any thought put into the game's storyline. When Seabound Soul was added, followed by the Heart of Fire, the community felt like something really big was about to happen. We all sat on the edge of our seats waiting for what could possibly be next. Then Flameheart released his Ghost Fleets, his Ashen Lords, and we all felt that this was leading to something epic. But then nothing. Nothing for almost 1 year. Now, I know the world going through a pandemic was a big part of this, and I commend the developers for keeping the game alive during this time. But as we learned, this Disney crossover has been in production since 2019. So I was hoping that we'd see something more relevant in terms of storyline progression. Outside of a few sentences spattered in journals, the only relevant storyline evolution was this scene, where we only learn 3 things. Duke is now evil, Wanda has betrayed Flameheart, and the captain is coming. With so many awesome cutscenes, so many awesome environments, so many awesome moments, you'd think we'd get a little more evolution than just a formal dinner party. And sure, I'm not blind, we did get some amazing evolution in the form of the Sirens, their kingdom, a glimpse of the Freyaman's domain, etc., but none of it really evolved anything. Once the tales were over, we were plopped back into the same world we've been dealing with all along. Trash-talking bobblehead in the sky, same map, same environments, same old, same old. The only real change was the new enemies. Tall Tale 5, for example, an awesome experience, a very easy experience, but awesome nonetheless. I think it would have been a better move to make this an actual world event, one that replaced Flameheart, as it's essentially the same thing. At least then the story would feel somewhat progressed. Flameheart has taken a seat and been bested by this new enemy, and it would also give us something new to do in adventure mode. But no, I think this was the biggest letdown about the entirety of the pirate's life, that after all of these epic moments you were spawned back into the main game where nothing has really changed. And I also want to talk about something that really did. I just don't get it. The Silver Blade, the most notorious ship within the Sea of Thieves, the first tale ever told, the flagship of Flameheart's Sun that sunk within the Shroud. The Silver Blade, in my eyes, a prestigious vessel. It's something that anyone invested into the Sea of Thieves lore has been thinking about since day one of playing the game. Where is it? What happened to it? Will we ever see it again? What happened to its mysterious whispering chest? What happened to its captain? Where is he now? Since the launch of the game, we've had groups of people scour every single parsec of the seas in search of it, either its wreck, its fallen chest, or any sign of its final resting place. The Silver Blade is the Inferno, the Black Pearl, the Golden Hind, the Queen Anne's Revenge, the Millennium Falcon of the Sea of Thieves universe. It's where all stories originated from. It's not just a ship, it's the collective aspiration of every single person invested into the great Sea of Thieves storyline. It's a pirate story that has never been told, the crown jewel of Sea of Thieves. And they turned it into an elevator and stuck a Sorrow's chest in it. This honestly was a huge kick in the pirate cannonballs for myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people too. It shouldn't have been this way, and I hope they evolve this further in the future. I mean, heck, we got a bigger reveal with the Monkey Island ship. I feel like the ending to these tales with the Black Pearl raising from the water should have been something reserved for the Silver Blade. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Black Pearl being there was amazing, but personally, if it was the Silver Blade that rose from the waves, that would have given me all the feels. But I get it, I honestly do. It was a Disney crossover, so it's understandable, but a little more emphasis on the Sea of Thieves storyline would have been fantastic. Maybe that's a little something to think about for the developers in future adventures. Pirate's Life aside, you guys have weaved a fantastic story all by yourselves, and sometimes I don't think you guys realize how magical it all is, and how much your community discuss possible outcomes and possible routes the storyline could take. The Sea of Thieves storyline, in my opinion, is a tale that trumps all other pirate adventures. Treasure Island, Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Sails, The Goonies, none of them come close to the story you guys have weaved. Sea of Thieves has the backbone, the precursor, the foreshadowing of one of the greatest pirate tales ever told. So let's get that story told. And please, no more elevators.